This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 6, in the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, and with storms and tempests, and the flame of devouring fire. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching his word, truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. I say shalom to your Akim out there. And this is a news article from Metro.com, from MSN.com, by Tom Sanders 8 hours ago. And it reads, New Zealand declares state of emergency after Auckland hit by intense flooding. Right, because I remember it showed a photo, I believe inside a grocery store. It was flooding in there as well too. So that shows you that the Heavenly Father is definitely visiting this earth, which he made. And you can read that in 2nd Ezra 9:2, I believe. And read the news article. It says a state of emergency was declared in Auckland after a torrential rainfall in New Zealand. The biggest city has caused widespread flooding. It says residents in the worst affected areas were told to leave their homes as chaos engulfed the city. Had been motorways blocked, airport closed, and a canceled concert by Elton John leaves scores of people stranded in the city center. It says an online footage shows rescuers carrying out evacuations in Kayaks while people are left trapped in a waist-deep water. It says a body was also found washed up in the Westward Valley of Auckland's north shore of New Zealand. The Herald reports the intense rainfall is expected to continue in the city throughout the night, with no end to flooding in sight. And it says the Ankara's mayor, Wayne Bryan, declared a state of emergency on Friday due to the intense of the damage, displacement of disruption in the region. It says the ruling will enable emergency services and response agencies to draw on resources and act additional powers to assist affecting Aucklanders. And this is a photo of a flooding right here. It says Auckland's mayor has declared a state of emergency after the city's had engulfed by flooding. And it says Mr. Brown has faced criticism for the time it took place for response to the flooding, but defended his actions by claiming his job wasn't to rush out the buckets. There been some speculation I could have acted sooner, but I couldn't have. This is the formal process is not to be taken lightly, he said during a press conference. Mr. Brown said declarations has consequences. And I believe this is an actual 26-second video clip. I'm not going to play the music because it's going to have a copyright. video clip right there. And I believe this is another video too. It says wild weather lashes out in New Zealand's biggest city. Okay, see if it'll play on here, I guess. And that was from Slovakia. So as you seen, those two video clips of those floodings over there in Auckland, New Zealand, the biggest city in New Zealand, those floodings. But continuing on with the reading. And also, I listened to the professionals in the field, the professionals who have been out there reporting back to their control centers. We have been on standby to receive the correct time for me to sign it, and immediately after I was given the call to make the decision, I did. New Zealand Prime Minister Chris Hipkins said, because the former the former prime minister, she stepped down. So you have a new prime minister over there in New Zealand. And it says, I want to add a note to that. It says, New Zealand Prime Minister Chris Hipkins said on Friday evening that all relevant government agencies are working flat out to help in extraordinary set of circumstances. And it says the emergency response is underway and the government is ready to assist as needed. Local reports the New Zealand Defence Force was called to help with the evacuations. Meanwhile, fire crews have received over 1,000 calls for assistance. The Auckland airport was forced to reduce its operations after arriving aircraft damaged runaway lighting. This is a largely impact international arrivals and depart as large aircraft traveling domestically, the airport said on Twitter. The National Weather Authorities estimated 15 kilometers of rain has fallen and has previously 11 hours. The record for a 24-hour period stands at 16.2 cm. Heavy rains expected to continue in the area for the next 5 days. Extremely flooding, dubbed once in a century, also record in Australia in recent weeks. And I believe it was a recent earthquake over there in California. I believe it was a 3.2. And another one was a 4.1, I believe. So you had like 2 earthquakes within as of today. And then the previous days you had those 4 earthquakes. So a number of 6 earthquakes in the last couple of days rocked over there in California. So I'm going to bring out that as well too. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 9:3. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars in the people of the world, right? Gonna see a number increase. Like I mentioned, those 6 earthquakes within the last couple of 2-3 days happened over there in the northern California, the southern part of California, and the northern part of California as well too. So you're gonna have these great increases of earthquakes in diverse places. And I'm gonna go back to the Isaiah 29:6 of that flooding happening, a huge heavy flooding over there in New Zealand, Ackline's big city, the Ackline, New Zealand. This is Isaiah, because I believe they say it's gonna have some heavy floodings within the next 5 days, I believe. So it's not gonna slow down anytime soon. This is Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visit of the Lord of hosts, the Salakia, the Lord of hosts. What's his Hamashiach Yahushua. Thou shalt be visit of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise with storm and tempest and a flaming devouring fire, right? Because we're seeing these earthquakes increasing, we're seeing these heavy storms, these floodings, these wildfires, these landslides, mudslides, etc. Earthquakes in diverse places, these heavy floodings, heavy storms. So this is these things are increasingly on the planet Earth, and that's what we are seeing. And I'm gonna go to Second Esdras. And I'm gonna go to Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 2. Then thou shalt understand it is a very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right, the highest, which is the Heavenly Father Yahweh, is visiting this world which he made. With these record-breaking weather events, with these earthquakes in diverse places, heavy earthquakes, the magnitudes of numbers of earthquakes in diverse places, increasingly, these heavy floodings, landslide, mudslides, earthquakes increasing, wildfires. These are the signs that the Heavenly Father is, definitely visiting the world which he made. So he's going to continue to do that, and that's what we're seeing with this latest story coming out of New Zealand, as New Zealand declares a state of emergency. Right, New Zealand declares state of emergency after a Ackline is hit by intense flooding. So that shows you that the sign that the Heavenly Father is definitely visiting this place which he made, because the Heavenly Father is the Heavenly Father's true name is Yahweh thy power. He's the one that's visiting this world with these weather events that's taking place on the planet Earth currently in modern day times. And he's going to continue to increase and do that, And once again, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying of the news article I brought out, along with the 2 videos and with the scriptures, and to reference this news article as well too. And I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through 4 corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. Until next time, I will say shalom.